NDLEA in Ifon near Akure, Ondo State. Olubumi Oke has the details.
The Ondo State commander of the agency, Aruna Gagara, described the loss of his men in an unprovoked attack as painful.
We are not sure of the definite motive behind what happened, but it will not be unconnected with the activities of some drug dealers and cannabis planters within the state, because of recent they feel that they've been receiving the heat. We have destroyed so many bags of cannabis sativa. We have also destroyed their farms.
He said despite the attacks, the agency will not relent in its fight against abuse and trafficking of narcotics in the state, stressing that perpetrators of the crime will be brought to book.
This incident will not deter us from performing our statutory responsibility, but rather it will, inspire us to more action.
The State Police Public Relations Officer, Femi Joseph, says the police will not rest until the killers of the NDLEA officials are fished out.
We have launched a manhunt to ensure that those perpetrators do not get away with what they have done.
4 NDLEA officers on patrol duties were gunned down by unknown gunmen and their patrol vehicle burnt down at Ifon along Ikaro area of Ondo State. In Akure, Olubumi Oke, NTA News.
Well, still stayed with security, a crucial meeting of the top echelon of the nation's security apparatus has ended in Abuja, with a firm resolve towards ensuring that eligible voters are not in any way hindered from exercising their franchise in the rescheduled general elections. The meeting, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, noted the significant improvement in the security situation across the crisis-prone areas, and took far-reaching measures towards sustaining the peace enterprise for a hitch-free electoral process. State House correspondent Adam Sambu has the details.
The high-level strategic meeting summoned by President Muhammadu Buhari critically analyzed the prevailing security situation in the country, particularly in states that have what it described as higher-than-average security challenges. Consequently, the governors of Adamawa, Borno and Kaduna states were invited to bring the participants up to speed on what is obtainable in their respective states as day of voting in the rescheduled elections draw closer.
Across the states, we are ready for elections. We do not believe that the level of security challenges will preclude elections not taking place all over our states. We got assurances from Mr. President that whatever security assets we need, additional to what is already on ground to ensure that there are peaceful and hitch-free elections on Saturday, those assets will be provided.
The governors of Kaduna and Borno states in particular used the opportunity to respond to the prevailing media narrative regarding the veracity of their claims on the killings in their states.
The last report we got is that over 130 people were killed, not even 66. Okay? And the Fulani leaders have provided the names of all these people. We have the list, we will release it to the press. But some people are pretending this has not happened because it does not fit their ethnic or partisan narrative. It is totally irresponsible. This can happen to any one of us. We are going to go after them. All these people will face the laws of Kaduna State. I promise you.
The Boko Haram bask in the oxygen of publicity by attacking my convoy, by targeting my person. They have gotten the much needed boost. I'm ready to pay the supreme price if needs be. No matter how long the night is, it must give way to the light of the dawn. Stormy the weather might well be, but it won't rain forever. This madness will come to an end because it's a fight between light and darkness. It's a fight between truth and justice.
The meeting also discussed at length President Buhari's hard stance against those planning to sabotage the electoral process through whatever means, as explained by the Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Abubakar Adamu.
Every Nigerian is encouraged to come out on the election day and cast his or her vote without any fear of molestation. The security personnel are ready and prepared to protect everybody. Anybody that feels that he can come out and disrupt the process, he should have a rethink, because that situation will not be allowed. If you plan and allow yourself to be used as tout, if you come out, whatever happened to you, you take it. Ballot snatching, ballot buying, forgery will never be allowed. You better don't even allow yourself to be used.
The governors reaffirmed their support to the president in his determination towards safeguarding the nation's democracy, saying Nigerians who are not planning to go against the law have nothing to fear.
The fact that people are questioning the president's stance means that they had an agenda. If you have no plans to do that, shut up. That is the modus operandi. Go vote, because they are there to protect the lives of everyone and give everyone the choice to go and vote for a party of his choice.
I think the president deserves commendation, not condemnation.
The meeting, which lasted about 3 hours, was attended by the service chiefs and heads of the various security agencies in the country. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Still staying with elections, as Nigerians anticipate the new set date for the 2019 general elections, experts have advised INEC to address logistic irregularities as well as extra costs arising from the postponement, which they say will form the basis upon which a successful election is recorded. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria made this known, while also stressing the prompt and adequate distribution of election materials before Election Day. Daniel Aderie tells us more.
The Independent National Electoral Commission gears up for the rescheduled 2019 polls. Administrative Secretary INEC Kaduna State Awal Mohammed Mashi noted security as one of the few challenges being faced by the Commission in the state.
Basically, our issues here are security. We have, I think, 2 or 3 local governments like Birnin Gwari and 1 or 2 others that have challenges of security.
Resident Electoral Commissioner Rivers State Oboy Faha stated that some of the allegations leveled out against the Commission can be traced to unascertained social media antics, which he says should be discredited.
Not everything said in social media is true. A lot of people are just good at creating information that may not be true, and there are people who share this information without faith. So let me stress again, if you have some other person's permanent voter's card, you will not be able to vote with it.
Other guests enjoined Nigerians not to lose faith, but come out en masse to vote their candidate of choice on Election Day.
What we need to do is, sincerely speaking, is to see the future of Nigeria in the electoral process by sitting down after the election to have a national discussion as to what we should do in a meaningful and sincere way to improve the electoral process in Nigeria.
Result sheets in the hands of unauthorized persons can never and not be useful unless they have unscrupulous elements within the ranks and file of the umpire, the electoral body. Because if there is no collaboration, the result sheets become useless.
Presidential candidate of the National Conscience Party, Dr. Yunus Atanko, stated that a change in sequence of the election procedure may prove helpful in dealing with some of the bottlenecks and challenges encountered thus far.
When we were crying and shouting that the sequence of elections should start from the state assembly to the governor, then federal house of assembly, then the presidency, nobody listened to us. The idea then was that to gravitate between the lower class up to the higher level, because the interest becomes so high because it's the presidential election. All the players are putting up all their antics to ensure that they are at advantage. But what happened to the common man on the street? Nobody cares.
INEC's representatives assured Nigerians of a credible process on Saturday. In Abuja, Daniel Aderiye, NTA News.
Meanwhile, ahead of the rescheduled Saturday elections, the police and media are interfacing in Abuja to fashion out better ways of working together to ensure a free, fair and credible election in a secured atmosphere and with reliable and relevant information. Momso Damian Dati reports.
Two critical players in every electoral process are the police and media, on whom the entire electorates depend for the security of their lives and adequate information on the result of their choices. The stake of these key actors makes it necessary for a good working relationship to be established in order to actualize the essence of true democracy. Reason why these police officers are interfacing to share experiences and strengthen the media-police relations in view of the upcoming elections.
We need to build institutional capacity to strengthen the process.
The nation stands taller than any other interest.
The media have the responsibility of observing at close range the processes and informing both the actors, that is the contestants, and then the voters.
So the media need to report responsibly and in a balanced and fair manner. The police need to ensure the security of both media as well as the citizenry.
Have a sustainable democracy, it's important for the police to be neutral.
The event was organized by the Nigerian Union of Journalists in collaboration with Media Foundation in West Africa. Momso Damian Dati, NTA News.
Now to politics. The coalition of civil society organizations for justice and equity has passed a vote of confidence on the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari. Chimobi Walter Naji reports that the vote of confidence was as a result of the president's position against corruption.
At the onset of the present administration, there was the promise for economic rejuvenation, fight against corruption and improvement of social safety for ordinary Nigerians. These promises were the focus of investigation by the coalition of civil society organizations for justice and equity. The press conference was to highlight some of the achievements of the Buhari-led administration in enthroning equity and prudence in the affairs of the nation.
This is affirmed or attested to by the successes recorded in the fight against corruption hitherto. You may wish to know that some of the achievements include the full enforcement of BVN and TSA, securing conviction of some politically exposed individuals, recovery of many looted funds. We hereby pass vote of confidence on President Muhammadu Buhari, affirming him as a true, sincere and genuine anti-corruption champion.
The group urged Nigeria's voting population to support President Muhammadu Buhari so as to consolidate the achievements of government for the progress and development of Nigeria. In Abuja, Chimobi Walter Naji, NTA News.
Muslim women in Kano have offered special prayers for the success of President Muhammadu Buhari in the upcoming Saturday presidential elections. The prayer session was organized by the Buhari campaign organization Northern Team. Awa Salisu reports that the congregation seek Allah's protection of President Buhari against evil machinations and strengthen him for the task ahead.
More than 200 women converge on Komaja quarters to offer prayers for the success of the elections and the victory of President Buhari. The prayer also seeks for a divine succor for the resolution of the challenges hindering the conduct of free, fair and credible elections, as it has been the dream of the president.
Today we have done 3 recitations and we have done a lot of prayers, all for President Muhammadu Buhari's re-election.
In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
All right, we pause now from this end as we go to our Lagos Center for more reports on Nationwide. And Michael will be our guide. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Miriam, and warm welcome to Lagos. The Nigerian Railway Corporation has taken delivery of 18 train wagons to be used in transporting containers and other goods directly from the port. Managing Director of the corporation, Fide Okiria, said the wagons and a locomotive will be dedicated to the Kaduna Dry Port. Dotun Ogunyemi has details.
The federal government in May 2018 placed an order for the 18 wagons which were received and inspected by the Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation. After assessment, the MD said the wagons will boost the operational capacity of the railways as an alternative to transporting containers, which were predominantly moved by road.
We're happy to receive this thing and we improve our operation, especially the dry port in Kaduna. So we intend to dedicate this and the local for that movement.
The wagons are expected to be deployed immediately after due certification, as the corporation is looking into the replacement of damaged tracks along several rail routes.
They test run them right in China, and on arriving here, we'll feed them and put them on the wagons and do a trial run maybe for about 30 kilometers and back. Then it's ready to go. And we are managing to fix them. But thank God the new dawn is almost here, and the May, the standard gauge will enter the port, so you will not feel those things you are feeling. But I have told the engineers in charge to ensure that those joints are lifted.
The corporation says it is also expecting 60 coaches, 200 wagons and about 30 locomotives to be deployed on the standard gauge rail line. In Lagos, Dotun Ogunyemi, NTA News.
And drug trafficking in requires the collaborative effort of parents and civil authorities to instill the right values in children and meaningfully engage the youth. These were the views of some Nigerians who believe that this will help reduce incidents of the crime against humanity in Nigeria. Amaka Owo has details.
Statistics from the Global Slavery Index indicate that there are about 40 million victims of slavery worldwide, which is as a result of trafficking in persons, with about 71% of them women and girls, and 25% of them children. In Nigeria, 75% of trafficking in human persons is done within states in the country, and only 2% of these victims are taken out of Nigeria. This has made it imperative for the Catholic Church to sensitize people on the dangers inherent in this crime and the need to put an end to this.
This is one of the most heinous crimes against humanity, crying to heaven for vengeance.
Before now, human trafficking was actually #1 top business in the world, $1 billion business with low or next to no risk at all. And so a lot of people delve into it. Now, like I said, in Nigeria, it is now #3 behind internet fraud and drug. So we'll continue to push it down until people no longer see it as a viable business option.
We are all created in the image and likeness of God, and that boys should have respect for girls, and girls should have respect for boys, so that they shouldn't just see girls as objects for pleasure or objects for playing.
Observers say the fight against human trafficking is ongoing and everyone should be involved. In Lagos, Amaka Owo, NTA News.
An assistant director with the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Frederick Ugo, continued his testimony before Justice Ayokunle Faji of the Federal High Court Ikoyi in the case of 3.4 billion naira fraud brought against the former Director General of NIMASA, Patrick Akpo Bolokemi, and 5 others by the EFCC. Vera Chiuba reports.
Led in evidence by the prosecution counsel Rotimi Oyedakpo, Frederick Ugo, a staff of NIMASA, had told the court that 138.5 million naira was paid into his company's account by the agency without executing any contract. He had also disclosed that the funds were lodged in his company's account, Pioneer Engineering Limited, by NIMASA Committee on Intelligence at different times in 2014. Under cross-examination by the defense counsels Onyekwe and Charles Markwe, Okwe, and contrary to his earlier testimony, Mr. Ugo admitted that the funds were designated for covert operations conducted by NIMASA, which include security-related jobs at a time the Nigerian maritime environment was characterized by high level of robbery, piracy, and hijacking of vessels, in addition to importation of radars and maritime equipment and training of seafarers and personnel. He also admitted that the payment into his company's account was to make it flexible and avoid bureaucratic bottleneck. Mr. Ugo, who had told the court that NIMASA had set up an intelligence committee aimed at stopping nefarious activities in the country, further said he was not aware of the committee. The defendant told the court that money was disbursed to individuals and organizations that carried out security-related functions for NIMASA. Though there were inconsistencies in his testimony, Mr. Ugo also informed the court that insurance for vessels coming to Nigeria was very high, as the zone was designated as a very high-risk one. Some documents from NIMASA to support cash payment into the company's account for payments were tendered. In Lagos, Viera Chumuba, NTA News.
That's our contribution in.
Hello, Michael. Good to have you join us in Benin. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Benin City is putting finishing touches to arrangements ahead of Saturday. Kochuka on our reports from INEC headquarters in Benin. She also has an update on situation in Ando and Ekiti states.
Thank you very much, Obey. The reconfiguration of the smart card readers at the ICT department is already completed. To dwell more on this is the HOD, Voter Registry and ICT department, INEC Edo State, Mr. Akan Lawrence. Sir.
After the postponement of the elections, there was need for us to recall all the smart card readers and reconfigure them. It is important to note, however, that before our smart card readers are deployed to the field, first we upgrade them. Between 2015 and 2019, there has been a lot of changes because we want to have a better outcome. The smart card readers have been enhanced in terms of hardware and software. So beyond that, we also whitelist all the smart card readers that are being sent to the field, which means all smart card readers in Edo State are registered on our server. So there is no smart card reader that can be used that is not registered, no stray smart card reader. So as you can see, people are sorting out other issues, but we are done with the reconfiguration, and by Thursday they should be sent back to all the LGS in preparation for Saturday elections.
Okay, so in essence, everything is set?
Everything is set in INEC Edo State in terms of ICT department and the smart card readers.
Right. We can also confirm that the Commission received additional sensitive materials Sunday night, and they are currently at the Central Bank of Nigeria for onward distribution with men and security agents on Friday. In Ondo State, the Independent National Electoral Commission says it has concluded the reconfiguration of all the smart card readers for the 3,007 polling units in the state in readiness for Saturday's presidential and National Assembly elections. From Ado Ekiti, Tayosho reports that distribution of election materials will be carried out in batches while dispatching to the registration area centers and local government areas will take place on Friday. It's back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ogo. Religious and traditional leaders in Edo State are urging Nigerians to keep faith with the nation's democratic process and turn out to vote peacefully this Saturday in spite of the inconveniences of the rescheduling. Agatha Igwareojo reports.
The leaders are asking Nigerians not to be discouraged by INEC's decision to reschedule the elections, but turn out en masse on Saturday to exercise their civic responsibility, knowing that their votes must count. They also want the electorate to be of good conduct at the polls, shun inducement and other malpractices that can weaken the electoral process.
Everybody peacefully go and exercise your right to vote for whoever you like.
And that is the best way. Nigeria will keep on being peaceful and progressive.
It is my prayer also that all our law enforcement agents should be fair to everyone. They should be non-partisan. They should not make themselves an object of ridicule. They are made to save lives and properties.
When you are voted, please don't constitute yourself as a nuisance. You are voted, it's either you go home quietly or you stay within the vicinity, about 300 meters to the voting arena.
They expressed confidence in the ability of INEC to get things right this time around. In Benin, Agatha Egwaruju, NTA News.
And away from the elections, tough times await anyone who perpetrates violence against women in Edo State. Governor Godwin Obaseki stated this while signing into law the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Bill. Goodluck Enaini reports.
The content covers most of the prevalent forms of violence in Nigeria, ranging from physical violence, psychological violence, sexual violence, harmful traditional practices, and socio-economic violence. Assenting to the bill, Governor Obaseki assured women in the state of adequate protection, stressing that government will enforce its implementation.
I'm aware that it touches on some very fundamental practices from the past, but like I said, the time to change is now.
This bill, which suffered setbacks during the 4th and 5th assemblies, Speaker Kebiru Ajoto says the State Assembly decided to pass the bill due to its immense benefits.
A rapist will now spend his entire life in prison.
Wife of the Edo State Governor, Mrs. Bessie Obaseki, described the signing of the bill into law as huge relief.
But today we have the Governor of Edo State assenting to the bill, and we're just so grateful. We're short of words.
Earlier, the governor received the Edo mega protest embarked by women to condemn the act of assaulting people for perceived crimes. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
You're watching Nationwide on Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA. Stay tuned for more on Nationwide after this break.
The UN compound houses about 400 employees.
The Nigerian capital Abuja is still reeling from Monday morning's rush hour bomb.
If the group did carry out the attack, it would be one of its worst.
2 suicide bombings in Nigeria. One targeted a convoy carrying Nigeria's main opposition leader.
Gun attack on the central mosque in North Nigeria's biggest city, Kano.
21 people have died in a large explosion at the Banex Plaza shopping center in the capital, Abuja.
Islamist extremists brought Christmas carnage to churches across Nigeria.
And after successive administrations...
Can I have the remote, please? It's time to watch my favorite channel.
I'm so sorry, my dear. I really need to continue watching this program on the Nigerian economy.
All this talk about our economy, what is really going on?
A lot has happened over the last 3 years.
Really?
Federal government's policies on prudent management of funds and foreign exchange, efficient collection of taxes and custom duties, TSA, BVN, ghost workers elimination, procurement process, empowerment of anti-corruption agencies, and the diversification of the economy.
Okay, so the results?
Now, all this has allowed the policies increase our foreign exchange reserve and internally generated revenue, blocked leakages, provided funds to execute new projects nationwide, and complete projects abandoned by past administration.
I didn't know all this, so.
Now you know.
The growth of the Nigerian economy is a solid commitment of the federal government. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Our pastors, our imams, in every church, in every mosque, please realize that in the course of praying for peaceful and transparent elections, we all have duties beyond prayers if we want a stable society before, during, and after the elections. What are you saying to those who worship in your church and at your mosque? Yes, every Sunday and every Friday, all of us, Muslims and Christians alike, troop out to our various places of worship to hear God speak through our pastors and imams. As a pastor, as imams, you owe it a duty to God and to this nation towards ensuring peace before, during, and after the general elections. Speak to those who worship under you. Encourage them to exercise their civic responsibility peacefully. Let's join hands to ensure peaceful general elections. This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
Over 1 trillion naira housing investment in just 3 years. Federal Ministry of Power works in housing is sinking over 100 billion naira. Family Home Fund is investing over 500 billion naira. Federal Mortgage Bank Limited has invested billions of naira on housing finance. Federal Housing Authority is also spending billions of naira to house Nigerians. With a population of over 180 million Nigerians, housing development never got the desired attention until this time of President Muhammadu Buhari. While shanties and dilapidated buildings characterized Nigerian landscape in the past, the Buhari's government now is sinking billions of naira for inclusive housing for all Nigerians. For 16 years, the Federal Housing Authority had no single finance from the federal government, but within 3 years of President Buhari, the Federal Housing Authority is back on site, building houses for Nigerians. Supporting Mr. President is a support for more houses to Nigerians. Let's ensure continuity. Let's vote for the man who is doing it.
We, the Nigerian youth, have resolved to stand with you, Baba, in the next level. We recognize your commitment to create jobs and empower the youth. Your strategic policies in the agri-sector has not only increased gainful employment and boosted production, but also saved the nation billions of dollars in foreign exchange. We are benefiting from your deployment of infrastructure across the country, with Abuja, Kaduna, and Lagos-Abeokuta rail lines completed. Itakpe-Ajaokuta-Warri rail line will soon be completed, while Lagos-Kano rail line is under construction. Additional 1,531 kilometers of roads have been completed and over 1,000 kilometers rehabilitated across the country. The second Niger bridge is on the way through Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund. Hydropower plants in Mambila, Zungeru, and many other power projects are under construction to add value to the improved power generation, transmission, and distribution in the country. Brokering and sustaining peace in the Niger Delta has helped stabilize the economy, thereby increasing investment in the oil and gas sector. We are coming with you to the next level to see the Empower scheme increase to 1.5 million beneficiaries and full implementation of the 10 billion naira youth entrepreneurship project. Nigerian youth, let's connect to the next level. This message is powered by Dr. Tony Uwoye, Director Youth Mobilization, APC Presidential Campaign Council.
Thanks for staying tuned. We'll now join our correspondent on INEC, Mia Ogede, at the INEC headquarters for the just concluded press conference.
Studio, the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has just briefed the media and assured Nigerians that the elections will go on as planned. He said deployment of materials back to the central bank is completed and configuration of the smart card readers is at 95% stage for now. And he also debunked the rumor making the rounds that some officials of the INEC were arrested or invited by security personnel. He also told Nigerians that no material went into the wrong hands during the period of the postponement. And the briefings of this nature were going to be on daily basis precisely at 3 p.m. every day till the elections will commence. I am Mie Ogidi from the International Conference Center in Abuja.
Thanks, Mie, for that update. Now, the presidency said that President Muhammadu Buhari's comment that anyone found snatching ballot boxes during next weekend's elections would face the wrath of the government should be seen as a strong message against the long history of savagery associated with elections in the country. A statement from Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the Presidential Media Office says snatching ballot boxes entails putting the lives of innocent Nigerians at risk, urging that President Muhammadu Buhari has the safety and security of Nigerians in mind. Garba Shehu expressed concern over those attacking the president's comment, urging that the president should be praised rather than criticized for issuing the warning to potential ballot box snatchers. The National Directorate of Employment has disbursed soft loans to another set of 300 women with a charge on the beneficiaries to utilize the funds for business ventures that will improve their lots. The Director General of the NDE gave the charge during the disbursement of the loans in Jos. Ben Mitu reports.
These women are mostly widows who were selected from different parts of the state to benefit from the soft loans under the Micro Enterprise Enhancement Scheme of the National Directorate of Employment as part of federal government's effort to reduce poverty, engage and empower women and youths.
It is our earnest expectation that today's empowerment will greatly contribute to wealth creation and drop in unemployment rate.
Former Deputy Governor of Plateau State, Dame Pauline Talen, the Speaker, Plateau State House of Assembly, and a host of others applauded the initiative, but not without a caution to the beneficiaries to use the resources well for a better future.
Anytime you are given the opportunity of accessing such loans, please use it well for your own betterment so that you will be great leaders tomorrow.
We have seen the good programs that the youths of Nigeria are benefiting in practical reality. We have seen the program for the women of this nation. In fact, we have also seen in reality the program for the aged.
To the beneficiaries, it is a great relief that has come at the time when it is most needed, especially as the country drifts away from oil. In Jos, Ben Mitu, NTA News.
Sharing news here, the National Homegrown School Feeding Program of the federal government has continued to record tremendous success in Plateau State as over 200 pupils from Basichi Pilot Science School benefit daily from the program. This, the state focal person social investment program, Dr. Samai Maye Hamza, says is an indication of improved standard of education in public schools in the country. Felicia Samaila reports.
The school feeding program of the Buhari's administration, introduced in 2017 with the aim of tackling poverty and improving the health and educational needs of vulnerable groups and children in public schools, has not only nourished the less privileged child, but has also reduced the number of out-of-school children roaming the streets. Bisichi Pilot Science Primary School in Birkin-Ladi local government area is a beneficiary of this federal government intervention, where over 200 pupils are fed daily.
The cooks will testify to you that their financial status has changed because of the intervention. And for the children, their nourishment has changed.
Secretary to the state government, Richard Tokma, said government is mindful of what will bring development to its people and therefore will do the needful to support in sustaining the program.
Indeed, this program is one of the promises that Mr. President made in 2015.
To the parents and pupils, the program is a welcome development.
By making all this feeding available for us here in this local area or village, we show our appreciation to the government.
Every day we are eating food, good food. Allah will guide you. There is no one except you.
The school feeding program is one out of the 4 components of the social investments program. From Bisichi in Barkin-Ladi local government area, Felicia Daliop Samaila, NTA News.
The Emir of Duse in Jigawa State, Dr. Nuhu Mohammed Sanusi, has flagged off the annual zakat distribution in the emirate with a call on the wealthy individual to continue to assist the less privileged members of the society, as well as a way to purify their wealth and reduce crime. Awal Mohammed Kazaure reports that grains worth millions of naira were distributed by the emirate at the ceremony.
Zakat, or giving alms to the needy, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, and it is obligatory to every adult Muslim of sound mind who has the means as specified by the Quran and Sunnah. The Duse Emirate Council has over the years makes it a duty to collect and supervise its distribution. As a show of leadership by example, the Emir of Duse, Dr. Nuhu Muhammad Sanusi, started from his farm, where zakat from the farm was given out to the needy. The Emir then formally launched the distribution of grains worth over 20 million naira simultaneously in all the 28 districts of the Emirate.
One of the trust we have in them, and also because of their position in society. So these are people who will not be bribed. These are people who will, their honor and the integrity is being accepted by us.
Islamic scholar at the occasion encouraged Muslims to continue to give out zakat as a way of poverty alleviation in the society. In another development, the Emir of Ringim Alhaji Sayyidi Mahmoud has supervised the wedding party of over 60 less privileged members of the society. The exercise is sponsored by Jigawa State government in all the 5 emirates to build on the marriage institution. From Duse, Awal Muhammad Kazaure, NTA News.
Thanks, Mohammed. Nigerians are still optimistic to exercise their franchise in the rescheduled elections. Pam is standing by to give us details on that and other reports from Makudi.
Thanks, Miriam, and welcome to Makudi. A cross-section of Nigerians have expressed their determination to come out en masse to exercise their franchise despite the initial disappointment that characterized the postponement of the elections by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Elias Itia sampled the opinion of some residents in Makudi, the Benue State capital.
Nigerians across the length and breadth of the nation on Saturday woke up in shock to the postponement and rescheduling of the 2019 general elections timetable by INEC. Some people who described the action of the electoral umpire as ill-timed, considering the inconveniences it had on intending voters, proved not to be deterred, but to ensure that they exercise their franchise in the rescheduled elections.
The timing is too bad. The elections have been postponed before now. But when you give enough time for the postponement, it's very nice.
The INEC changed the date, not our mind that is changed. So we should come all and come and vote the person of our choice.
A community leader, Rayanu Sangami, and Tim Makudi, Chief Sule Abenga, called on people to see the development as a form of sacrifice for growth of democracy.
Also, that they came from outside the state, we have pleaded to them for them to come back. They should come back and do the election.
So therefore encourage every one of us not to
Sincere apologies for that mix-up. Well, we'll go next to the other stories. Road users have commended the federal government for the ongoing reconstruction of the failed portion of the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway, Umuahia Uza axis, while appealing to them to expedite action on project before the start of the rainy season. Ekene Ndule has the details.
The Umuahia axis of the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway has been in a state of disrepair for more than a decade now. Administration after administration has made promises to fix this road, all to no avail. This time around, people of Anambra State expect things to be different. During the dry season, this part of the road is usually bumpy and dusty, causing discomfort to road users, while it becomes impassable during the rainy seasons. When rehabilitation works commenced on the road in the last quarter of last year, the news was received with high enthusiasm as the people have been expectant for so long. They, however, express worry over the current pace of work.
What I'm expecting from them, if actually they say they want to tie the road so that it will be motorable, I expect them to do it fast because the rainy season is fast coming. Very soon now we enter into rainy season, and whereby we enter into rainy season, it will not be good for the motorists.
The work is going towards opposite junction. Now, after that, after some kilometer where they do them, they can start again here and prepare the contact.
I can say that they are trying, they are really trying, but I'm just pleading for the company and the people that are working this road. Let them boost it a little bit because rainy season is coming.
It would be recalled that the Minister of Power Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, visited the site last December, where he promised that rehabilitation will be completed on one lane of the road before the start of rainy season in May. The people around here can only pray and hope that government fulfills its promise by completing this project on stipulated time. From Omonia, Ekene Ndugwe, NTA News.
In Enugu, as Fesi is waiting to guide us through more reports from that zone.
Center. A federal high court sitting in Enugu has declared Princess Adaku Obu Agosha the authentic candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC for the Enugu East Senatorial seat in Saturday's election. Chinyere Okoye reports that the presiding judge, Justice Ibrahim Buba, set aside all the relief sought by the defendant, Prince Lawrence Eze, in his submission.
After the October 2018 primary elections of the All Progressives Congress for senatorial candidates in Enugu State, Mrs. Uchenna Ezemba was declared winner for Enugu East Senatorial Zone, followed by Princess Adaku Obu Agwocha, who came second in the contest, monitored by party's primary elections committee chairman, Moses Momo. Thereafter, the said winner, Uchenna Ezemba, notified the party that she had stepped down for one Prince Lawrence Eze to take over the contest. In the suit filed by Princess Adaku Obu Agwocha, she prayed the court to disqualify the candidature of Prince Lawrence Eze, who was a member of the PDP at the time of the APC primaries. She also told the court that the same Lawrence Eze contested for the same flag during PDP primary elections held on the same day as APC. In his judgment, Justice Ibrahim Buba said that since the second defendant, Prince Lawrence Eze, was not a member of APC at the time of primary elections, he didn't have the local standing to take over, even though the court does not question the rules of political parties in the area of substitution of candidates. The judge also said that since the winner, Uchenna Ezemba, decided to relinquish her victory at the primaries, the next person on the lineup of victory should have stepped in as the senatorial flag bearer for the zone. He therefore declared the first runner-up in the primary elections, Princess Adaku Obu Agwocha, as the authentic candidate of the party for Enugu East Senatorial seat. Counsel to the plaintiff, Ihendu Idam, commended the judgment. Meanwhile, counsel to the second defendant, Ugochukwu Ukweze, said he will study the judgment with his client, Prince Lawrence Eze, to know the next line of action. Princess Obu Agwocha applauded the judiciary for the judgment.
Well, the judgment shows that there's justice in Nigeria. I have to commend the judiciary for righting the wrongs that was done to me and so many people all over the country.
Joined in the suit are APC, INEC, and Mrs. Uche Ezemba as the first, third, and fourth defendants. In Enugu, Chinyere Okoye, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Enugu. Nationwide continues in Abuja after this commercial break.
They are there at the crack of dawn. They are there busy preparing while we rise for our day.
They are there silently guarding, waiting, listening and watching. They are there ready in the sky above. They are there in the blistering heat of the day and in the dead of night, willing, regardless and unrelenting in the defense of the sovereignty of our country. They are first line of defense and our last. They are who have paid the ultimate price in defending us. They are fathers and uncles. They are mothers and sisters and girlfriends and boyfriends. They are brothers and cousins and best friends and neighbors. They are classmates, colleagues and citizens of this nation. They are our defenders and deserve our respect, our prayers, our thoughts. Nigeria, please support our armed forces.
Naija people, make we make the right choice, yo. Make we vote for a man of integrity. Hey, and so make we gather together and make this change. Work, my people of Nigeria. Together we go carry Naija to the next level. Naija don't decide. Vote Baba Buhari. Baba Buhari, na man of integrity. Hey, vote Baba Buhari. Man, we no corrupt, we no go chop our money. Agriculture, the next level. Fight corruption, the next level. Good roads, to the next level. Electricity, to the next level. Railway, the next level. Empower, the next level. We got money. For good health we go. Baba Buhari. My people, for the next level. ABC, next level. Naija people, make we all come out to vote Baba Buhari.
This message is from Buhari Next Level Group.
Nigerian women, una dey there. Market women, una dey there. Time we don't reach where we go pay back. Person we make life better, make we vote am. Who give us electricity? President Buhari. Airport, President Buhari. Railway, President Buhari. Peace and security, President Buhari. He dey feed our children, President Buhari. For school, President Buhari. Better road, President Buhari. 4+4, President Buhari. Job creation, President Buhari. Empower, President Buhari. Trade and money, President Buhari. Nigerian women, time we don't reach where we go pay back.
This message is brought to you by Ajia Salamatu Bewa, National Woman Leader, APC.
Customer, you are welcome. What do you want to buy from us this time? I have new stock.
Let me look around.
All right. Hello?
This is Patrick, your generator technician.
Patrick.
Madam, you haven't called me to service your generator in a while, oh. Hope no problem.
Oh, I'm sorry, Patrick. I don't use my generator anymore because we now have steady power supply in Surah Market. All thanks to the federal government.
Okay, madam. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
So you now have steady power supply here too?
Yes.
Just like we have in Sabongere Market in Kano and Ariara Market in Aba.
All federal government's efforts that they have put into the power sector have paid off in bringing improved electricity all over the nation. Do you know what I love most about it?
What?
This has really improved my business.
Oh, really? Yes. And you are smiling to the bank.
Of course.
Improved power supply nationwide. Another commitment of the federal government to Nigerians. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Thanks for staying tuned. Let's shift our gaze now, shall we, to sports update with Ayodeji Makinde.
Nigerian clubs are battle ready for match day 10 of the Professional Football League scheduled for Wednesday. In Group A, Kwara United welcome Niger Tornadoes to the Ilorin Township Stadium. Bendel Insurance play Rivers United while Remo Stars travel to Makudi to face Lobby Stars. And in Group B, Kano Pillars welcome Abia Warriors as Aqua United face FC Ifeanyi Uba. 3 weeks to the Africa Under-23 Cup of Nations qualifier against Libya, the camp of Nigeria's team is yet to take its full shape as invited players are still engaged with their clubs. Coach Imama Amapakabo, however, warns invited players that are yet to report to camp to make up their minds on whether to honor national assignments or club engagements.
I've made it clear to them that whoever it is that is living here should also accept the fact that he might also be losing his place.
The 8 volleyball players who have been in camp for 2 weeks in Kaduna are expected to kickstart their campaign for the World Under-21 Beach Volleyball in Thailand midweek in Ghana.
We just have to get our ticket in Ghana for the second phase of the qualification in Africa.
World tennis #1 player Novak Djokovic is basking in the euphoria of winning his 4th Sportsman of the Year at the 2018 Laureus World Sports Awards in Monaco after victories at the US Open and Wimbledon. Other awardees include gymnast Simone Biles, who was awarded Sportswoman of the Year, golfer Tiger Woods, who won the Comeback of the Year award after clinching the season-ending Tour Championship, while Naomi Osaka won the Breakthrough of the Year award.
Well, that's all on Nationwide. Thanks for your time.